Here we go again with Bitcoin. You remember in December I was making some videos on YouTube and I could show you some of the videos by name, and I said that, hey, you know what, this does not make sense why Bitcoins just went over the price of gold. And then it had two moves to the downside. It went to below 500 or below 600 and then briefly below 500. And then now we have news that Mt. Gox is having problems and people are having trouble with withdrawing money. And last time I saw on Mt. Gox, I don't think this is the accurate price. What is it right now? It must be like 560, 565-ish per Bitcoin. So yeah, this is where it was earlier this morning. And I just had suspicions over here, and I'm going to show you some of the videos I did before. I did videos in late November, early December when Bitcoins was just going parabolic, right? I had the Bitcoin pumping up, Bitcoin bubble, Max Kaiser, Jesus, Bitcoins, Litecoin, and Quarks. I need to do another video on Max Kaiser, by the way. And I also did videos about silver and Bitcoins, how I felt that, you know what, silver wasn't being talked about, and as a result, I think that the move would be to get away from Bitcoins and into gold and silver. Thus far, that play would have been better than just simply being in Bitcoins. But let's get back to the graph now. Some warning signs that I laid out before. In April, we saw Max Kaiser touting it. And then you saw a move from like 35 Bitcoin to like 200-ish, right? And then it leveled off below 100 again. And then all of a sudden Max Kaiser went on the BBC. I'm not saying this was the only reason. Listen to me guys carefully. But you had a Kaiser pump, also put some Asian buying as well, and maybe some governments are buying up Bitcoin, to be honest with you. So I'd go from 200 to roughly 1200. So just imagine this, right before November, all the way to early December, it went up sixfold. Now think about the price of gold. How long did it take to get to the price of $1,200 an ounce? You have to remember, gold was $20 an ounce for a substantial amount of time, and then it took years and years and years to get to $1,200 an ounce. What was it, like 2010? And you're saying a move going from 200 to 1200 within that time frame that happened for Bitcoin. And I said, like, hold on a second. That was one of my thought process. And then you had Joe Wiesenthal, the Business Insider. He came out saying that, hey, you know what? I've changed my mind on Bitcoin. And he was really negative on Bitcoin. And then he had a mea culpa on the Bitcoin. And look where it's been ever since he has declared that statement. Look at what Ron Paul said about Bitcoin. He said that the Bitcoin could replace the dollar. I mean, as much as I like Ron Paul, that was clearly a statement I did not agree with. And Bitcoin did not, or in my opinion, will not replace the dollar. And one of the reasons is it's so freaking volatile, right? See these moves, right? 1200 to 600, 600 to 1000, 1000 to 500, 500 to 1000, and then stays flat for a while, and then 1000 to 550-ish. And this is one of the problems that I think businesses are going to have with Bitcoin. If it's so volatile, what are they going to do to hedge their positions? I mean, the CEO, I believe, of Overstock.com is trying to hedge his positions. He's accepting it. But what's going to happen then, right? What is he going to do to hedge it? Are there any derivatives in Bitcoin? Are there any futures contracts with Bitcoins? No. This is one of the problems that I see. That doesn't mean it's going to go down in a straight line. No. It's not going to go down in a straight line unless all of a sudden you see all these companies say, you know what, Bitcoin, forget about it. It's so volatile, it's not in our interest. So that's something to think about. So we've seen Bitcoin in a bear market, and I think that it's going to continue, but it's not going to happen in a straight line. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest with you, if it stabilizes between the price of the Kaiser pump at 35 and the second Kaiser pump at 200. So somewhere between there, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it stays there, fluctuating. And heck, I may get involved with it at that time frame because at those ranges, I wouldn't mind throwing in maybe a few $100s just to see where it goes. So that's something to note, guys. So what do you think's going on with Bitcoins? Where do you think the price is going to be? Send a comment below. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you later. Bye.